We are back. Beaners.
Yeah.
God damn it. We love us some beaners, man.
We do. We really do.
Breakfast Club.
Liked it.
Yeah?
I liked it. Yeah.
Such a John Hughes, man.
Yeah. What happened to him in high school?
Something happened to that nigga, bro.
Right?
He went through every trope in high school that you could possibly go through.
Dude, yeah. It's just like, it's almost like he was like, this is what high school should have been like for me. Yeah, these are all the storylines I thought of.
Except with Molly Ringwald.
Yeah, all of them. He was in love with the Molly Ringwald
some
type.
red bitch fucked him up.
For real.
She's some redhead girl.
For real.
On his ass.
Yeah, dude, that one redhead girl made the whole 80s about her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He made the 80s about some redhead girl who fucked him over, clearly.
Yeah. Oh, who just didn't love him.
Didn't love him or didn't notice him, I believe.
Ooh,
something of that sense.
Probably that.
I think I bet you didn't even have the courage to talk to this bitch. And now you're like, do you see me yet? I made a decade about you.
Good high school movie, though.
How come they don't make them anymore?
I don't know. Because a lot of like, this felt like very true to actual high school. Like there were parts of this movie where I just remember feeling being in high school.
The tropes are extreme, like jock, bad boy, princess, but they nail it.
Yeah,
they nail it, man.
They nail it.
It's over the top, but it's not too. It's over the top, so but it doesn't go over the top, so it's like unbelievable. It's like no, that's about right. That's about right.
Yeah, it's like small little things, like being embarrassed about being a virgin.
Yeah,
like that. I remember that.
I remember that.
So very high school. Like that's like real. It's not like a lot of high school movies are like 21 Jump Street is funny, right? And it was trying to be extreme, right? But I use that as but a lot of high schools are like that and not trying to be funny. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
There are a lot of they're like these kids who are clearly older and have these older thoughts and older, right? And
clearly 30.
Yeah, like clearly 30. These guys are in fucking high school.
Yeah.
And it feels like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't so I looked up the people the names that I didn't really know. The people I didn't really know, like the Judd Nelson, the Ali Shetty, and the Anthony Michael Hall. And
wait, the nerd. You recognize the nerd though?
But yes, I like
he's the nerd, like how Molly Ringwald's the 80s girl.
Yeah.
He's the nerd in every 80s movie.
But it's like even like I don't know them, and I looked up all their IMDb's. I never really seen any of their movies, but I recognize all the names. Like it's like, oh, that's how iconic this movie specifically is.
No, dude, the nerd has been in
all the
iconic. Yeah.
Nerd's been in that. The nerd's been in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even but Ali Shetty hasn't been in much, but I recognize
the criminal guy.
As soon as I saw the name, I was like, why do I recognize that name? It's just like iconic, I guess.
The principal, told you recognize him from Die Hard.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's like, oh my god, this is just everyone's in this. There's one thing that the bully guy did that I thought was really gross. Not the bully guy, the fucking bad boy.
Okay, because I was like, in my head, the bully is the principal.
Oh, well, you're bloody-da. The bully.
Deric's getting deep tonight, guys.
I guess he's a bully. So yeah. Oh, man.
At the end, he becomes a bully. He tries to fight a kid.
Yo, the principal's tripping out.
Tries to legitimately fight a child. Now, does this kid deserve it? 100%. I'm all for this kid who deserves to get his ass beat. He deserves it. Not your job, principal.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Not specifically your job.
God.
And also, trust me, bro, he's getting his ass beat. Did you watch the movie? He told some stories.
Yeah, that's why he's afraid to fight you, because he knows what an adult can do to him.
Yeah, he's fucking terrified.
Yeah, he was like genuinely scared.
Yeah, he got scared. I mean, also he's a punk, like not like a punk, like, but you know what I mean? Like you're all talk.
Yeah,
you're all fucking talk. The fucking wrestler dude would have fucked him up, man. He did real quick. He showed him like, yo, bro, this wouldn't even be a fight.
Yeah, that's why
you would have had to kill me.
That's why I had to bring out the knife.
Yeah, and even with the knife, it was like he would have. That dude's like he would have fucked him up.
Yeah, that was my favorite character trait. Was the weird girl steals everything. Yeah, she stole the knife.
Stole the knife.
Yeah, she steals
when he puts it in.
Yeah. She steals everything. It's funny.
Yeah, she had the best joke in the movie. The end.
The end.
Yeah.
She was I thought she was the best actor
over the criminal.
Her and the criminal.
Yeah.
The criminal's pretty good.
He steals it, man.
It's all about him. He drives the whole movie.
I wonder, though, if when they wrote it, that was the case. Well, I wonder if he wrote it that way, or if they start doing it and the director, if John Hughes was like, whoa, this guy.
Well, you know what it is that, so in the TV where they don't move from their scenery, and they barely move in this movie. Right?
I love that.
Yeah. It's called a bottle episode, right? And what I've noticed in every single bottle episode, there has to be someone who just wreaks havoc on the setting.
Yes.
And so he was the guy. In Breaking Bad, it's that fly.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
In
There's
12
something-
Angry Men, it's the one guy who keeps getting, like, he's clearly the guy who just doesn't want to let it go. The guy, the last guy who breaks and he's like, all right, he's innocent. You know what I mean? But like, there is one, if you're going to do a bottle up, that's a great point. If you're going to do a one setting thing, somebody has to be wreaking havoc in this one setting.
Well, what's great about what you brought out 12 Angry Men is that there's two. That's what's great about that.
Well, I guess there's so many characters in that too. Yeah. In a smaller box, which makes that movie insane.
Nuts. Yeah. Watch 12 Angry Men. I wish.
Hey, yeah, you know what? Shout out to 12 Angry Men.
Yeah. Because we can't do it on this podcast.
But I would love, you know what? Yeah. But we might one day because that's what this podcast is all about.
Yeah, we'll do a bonus episode about 12 Angry Men because that's one of my favorite movies.
Saw it in school, seen it a couple times since. Love it. It's perfect. No fat. Wait, what movie were we talking about? Wait, I forgot. What's this podcast about? Is this just me and you hanging out?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
We would have been talking about this regardless.
You want to just get food?
I think we might. Yeah. Yo, we literally would have had this conversation without you guys.
The directing in Breakfast Club was unbelievable.
The shots of those still shots. I told you of people turning. So many shots of like just simple head turns, and they're perfect. Character
placement in scenes where there's multiple people in one scene. They're all clear. They're all in like a different eye line. They're all, someone's in the background, someone's in the, like the way they use background and foreground in this is unbelievable.
Did you notice that what I meant in the beginning of the seating arrangements?
Yeah.
How it happens, like her first. And I thought that was one of the coolest flowing, just like the flow in the beginning of how they pull up and then how they leave. I love that flow.
Everything flows well. Yeah. They'll have an argument and then they'll move. This is what I liked about it. They had an argument and everyone was static. Yes. So you have an argument with like, the bad boy and the jock. And then, the weird girl would just be in the background blurry. And then that argument would lead to them moving and they're change positions. Now you have a different static element where you have Molly Ringwald, the bad boy, and the nerd. And they move seamlessly to that, and that argument happens. You know what I mean? Like everything is like argument, movement, argument.
Like they're over here by the library part, and then they're all sitting down in that little Indian circle.
Because two of them got in a fight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And the fight moves everybody.
Yeah. Oh God, that's beautiful because it's almost like we work at the Comedy Store, and that's how conversations like because the bill it's just they flow into these different static locations and that's what that feels like.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that was my favorite part about the movie.
Oh shit! Anything I got? Anything I missed? We haven't got there yet.
Man, at this point, let's see. Anything you missed? Not that because it's just so detail oriented.
Anything I hit, and then you're like, "Ooh, that was that."
The horns. I like the horns. Yeah, the principal's look after he gives him like a bunch of detention.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, fuck yeah, like the
despair look. Where I thought that was really good acting on the principal's part. You know what I mean? That was like, oh, that's an interesting actor choice.
The B plot in this, whatever the principal was doing was interesting. Like the conversation he was having with the janitor was really interesting.
Also, he was just up to the kind of like he's getting coffee. He's kind of wandering around the building. It's his B plot of just having a boring Saturday almost.
Well, the conversation I connected with the most was the principal and the janitor talking about
when they're having a drink in his office.
Getting about older.
Yeah. And he said, "You changed."
And like I don't know that just really resonated. I think I told you that. I told someone this. I recognize my sister used some slang recently that I didn't know what it was. Or and I was like, oh, if I use this, I would look lame.
Like you would look like you're trying to figure it out.
I'm trying to figure it out. It's like, whatever. That's past me now.
And that's how that starts happening.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, I feel older.
Well, and that's just like the first domino to 25 years from now when you're like, I don't get comedy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they don't make things like I was when I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm realizing. Yeah. That's what every old person who's complaining, that's what you're saying, bro. Oh no, it's about to happen.
Yeah.
I was just in third grade.
Yeah, but it just I did not expect to be brought back to that high school feeling. I felt it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah. The only, if I were to like dig deep for some criticism of the movie is I wish the arguments, I wish they built up a little more. So, sorry. I wish the arguments built up a little more in the sense that like, whenever they got mad, they would be like, we're talking calmly, and then fuck you, and then you know what I mean? And just a little bit more of like a build up to an argument.
Yeah.
Because like that raised voices, and then you go with the fuck you.
Yeah.
But it was just hard tone shifts.
I liked they were hard. They were really quick. But I guess also he was trying to tighten.
Well, it's a tight movie. I mean.
No, I see what you're saying. I told because I was about to say I liked bringing that up. When the end of the arguments, the music would not raise up or overpower the scene. You just felt that intensity coming up. You know what I mean? And that would be like the fuck you, like that part and all that shit. I really like that.
All right, this is the last thing before we go. Their punishments.
Oh, to write an essay?
Yeah, like no. Like, sorry, what they did to get into detention. I guess that's what I meant.
Oh!
Yeah, people would be expelled.
Yeah, let's talk
now.
about that.
Yeah, that's a different time.
Gun guy's gone.
Gun guy's gone.
Even at that time.
Yeah. Gun guy's gone.
Butt cheeks guy.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone, bro.
He's gone for sure. Zero tolerance. There's no.
In today's time, butt cheeks guy's going to jail possibly.
Oh yeah,
that's
or just put on a list or something.
No, depending on how far those parents would have wanted to take it.
Yeah.
Butt cheeks guy could possibly go to jail in this day and era. But back then, nigga, he was gone. He's gone. He ain't getting Saturday school for tearing the skin off a nigga's ass
for 1 week.
Girl who skipped school. Yeah, that one 100%
detention now.
Detention, Saturday school. I totally get it.
The only detention I ever got in high school was for cutting.
Cutting?
Yeah.
You ever did Saturday school?
No.
I did it once. I forgot what it was for. I did something. I don't even remember what it was for, but I just one time I did Saturday school. It wasn't that bad. We got fed, nigga. I just read a book the whole time. Yeah, I got a really lot of reading done.
Yeah, the detention was great because like I got just all the homework I needed to get done because I was there. And then the night I was totally free.
But yeah, who else? Gun guy's gone.
Gun guy's gone.
Criminal, what did he do?
Pull the fire alarm.
Back then,
definitely detention.
Definitely detention to Saturday school. Maybe a little more punishment. I don't know.
I think
suspended.
I think depending on where he is, because people get expelled for way less than that now.
Today you out of school.
Yeah.
You pull the fire alarm, you're gone. You don't get to come back.
It depends on what school, but I think in some schools he would be expelled for sure.
Also, with his past already, he pulled the fire alarm.
He's gone.
Definitely gone.
He's gone.
And I think even back then, his past already, he pulls the fire alarm, he's gone. But that one, if I can see, maybe it's like a maybe. And who was the other one? Oh, homegirl just came. That one also makes sense.
That's funny.
And that makes sense. You could probably get away with that.
You could probably just go to detention. I didn't think that. I was like, oh, if I'm ever up early.
Just go to the elementary school down the street.
Well, no, it was at our school. Detention was at our school.
Yeah.
So it was just
I meant you now. I meant you at 26.
Oh, now. Yeah.
It had nothing to do.
Yeah, just up here. But my favorite part of the movie is like, I thought the funniest part of the movie is like when he was telling the butt cheek story. The music got way more intense and sad, and he started crying. And I was like, oh man, in that time, that's like the worst thing that could happen to you in school.
What?
Just the butt cheek thing. That's why it's so dramatic. It's like, oh, that's so rough. And now it's like, what? That's the worst thing that could happen?
Man, imagine that happening to you.
Yeah, I mean, that would suck, but it's also like...
Bro, legitimately though. Yeah. Imagine a nigga beating your ass. Like, you're just changing us. Ehsan, am I?
Yeah.
And then he just starts beating the shit out of you. Some guy who's like an athlete, bro. Like some Preacher Lawson looking nigga. Mm-hmm. Just beating the shit out of you. Yeah. And then he pulls your pants. Oh, think about that part. Yeah. Because you don't know what's happening. I'm just from his perspective.
Right.
Your pants are getting pulled down. You're thinking, is this guy gonna rape me probably?
Right. Okay.
A lot of emotions.
Look, I'm not saying it's not fucked up. I'm saying it's funny that at that time people were like, oh man, that's the worst thing that could happen to you at a school. Where nowadays, the stakes at high school are way higher now.
You know what though? I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna be straight up with you.
Yeah.
Would you rather a nigga do that, all that, or just like, just you get shot? It's over. It's like there's no pain, there's no thought. It's just over, bro. Because the other one, you got to deal with so much.
Yo, it's crazy that you asked that question like they were equal. I would definitely much rather that happen.
The butt cheek thing?
Yeah.
I didn't say you died from the bullet.
Yeah, then I definitely wouldn't want to get shot. I can come back from the butt cheek thing physically. If I get shot, I might not be able to walk again.
You know what? I think emotionally, though, the butt cheek thing hurts more. The bullet, you're walking off. The bullet, emotionally, I think the bullet, you're like, nigga, that one had nothing to do with me. The butt cheek thing, you're like, was that me?
Oh, okay. No, you're still wrong. You're still, it's a crazy
The butt cheek thing is an emotional... Because that's some shit, bro. You do it. That, like, the reason that's something that happens to somebody in high school.
All right, well.
That's why that one is so
I think we'll throw it to the listeners.
Up.
Would you rather get shot or the butt cheek thing?
Rape your butt cheeks?
Because he's going shot for some reason.
I might, man. I don't know. Because the guy who does that to me is like, oh my God, I don't have to see the guy who shoots me every day. He just got Saturday school. My ass is ripped off.
All right, well, don't shoot schools.
Or rip butt cheeks.
Yeah, or any of that. We're done.
But cut class.
Yes. We'll see you in a second. Nice.
You starting?
Yeah. I like, that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
We're back.
What are we doing this week?
You're the only person who doesn't know. And that makes me happy every time. Ehsan? Mm-hmm. Ehsan, Jaron Ahmad. What happens in the motion picture?
Ooh, it's a motion picture.
This one has a little motion to it.
Not one of these still ones.
In the motion picture from 20th Century Fox.
Ooh.
White Men Can't Jump.
Ooh. Ooh. You know, you told me.
What did I tell you? I forget.
That there's no way I could have guessed this movie.
Yes.
That we were doing this movie. And yet, you asked me 2 days ago whether or not I've seen White Men Can't Jump. So I should have probably had a clue.
That also in my head added to the what is it?
Yeah, it's not gonna do White Man Can't Jump.
I know.
What
I've never
fuck?
asked him. I've never asked him that if I'm actually gonna do it, but I was like, he'll never see that coming.
What? I'm mad at you now. That's how I feel. Like, what? Okay, let's see.
What happens in the film?
What happens in the film? You have Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes, and they run like a scheme, a con where Woody pretends to be bad at basketball, and so they get into these like 2-on-2 duels, 2-on-2 games with other people, 2-on-2 duels, 2-on-2 duels with other pairs, and they take their money. Sort of like that Fresh Prince episode.
Great episode.
Yeah. And then
the pool hall.
They run the scam for a while, and then
where's the conflict?
What
happens?
They Wesley wants to keep going with it, and they're getting bigger and bigger and elaborate and more elaborate, and Woody can't handle it, and then eventually they lose the game.
Like by elaborate, you mean like it's getting dangerous? Like they're getting into like danger or
and then the too much money. And they're getting cocky, and then they get hustled, and then that's
so it's just money, not like actual danger. I don't know if you mean like are they like you know what I mean like are they playing against the wrong people or like that's what I didn't know what you meant.
It also could be that. There's also like they're doing wild shit, and then and so
they're getting too big for the britches.
They're getting too big for the britches.
That happens.
And then and then there's also a girl involved that they fight over.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, they fight over this girl too. So there's just so much happening, and then they just end up in a bad situation, get out of it by the skin of their teeth, and break up. They break up as a group. They both try to do their own thing for a while. Wesley continues with the cons. Woody is like, I'm not gonna play basketball anymore or some shit. Okay. And then at the end they meet up at a court years later, and they're like, you want to run the scheme again? They're like, no, let's just beat these guys for real. And then they beat some guys for real.
And that's how
White Men Can't Jump
goes.
Happens.
Yeah. Did you bow?
You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody.
All right, we're done. And that's another episode in the books. We did it again. I wish that was the podcast. It was just
it was a 3-minute long podcast.
That's fucking fire.
That's funny.
It's just your guess of the movie, and then we don't do anything about it. All right.
Yes.
So, what if it wasn't for 20th Century Fox? What if I just said that?
What's a weird place to lie?
No, that's really universal.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw you off the scent. Like you know all the movies. Okay, funky music starts playing. Right.
Right.
Okay. Rock music starts playing.
Okay. All right, I don't know rock.
What do you think? If that's what you think, funky. Okay, all right. So there's funky music playing, like just like fucking fucking really funky shit, like James Brown shit.
Okay.
Credits roll in 20th Century Fox. Mm-hmm. White Man Can't Jump comes on the screen. Okay. Beautiful shots of the beach, people working out.
Mm-hmm. Like Venice.
Yeah, Venice. Like
that's what I assumed this was.
Homeless people. You know what I mean? Shit like that. The music kind of changes to like a ukulele, just like ukulele playing.
Okay.
And we see our lead. We see Woody Harrelson, and he's pulling up in a hoopty, like a really shitty kind of car.
Okay.
And he walks down the pier with basketball in his here, and he's dressed like the white Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, pretty much.
Okay.
Just a bunch of colors, loud,
yeah.
But like corny too, like kind of dirty, grungy shit, like not as clean as the Fresh Prince. You know what I'm saying? But just like all the colors. it's early in the morning. It's like nobody's out there. It's really early in the morning. And we see these old black guys like singing on the corner, like just like, like a troubadour kind of thing, like they're singing. And Woody stops by and he loves them and he's talking to him. And then he asks them if this is the only court that like around here. And then they say, before we answer, are you going to put something in the offering plate? And then they point at the hat. And then he like smiles and he starts taking money out of his pocket. And then he goes, did Eddie Farouk and King Johnson, like Eddie the Duck Farouk and King Johnson ever play here? And they were both like, oh, all the guys are all the time. They're the greatest to ever do it. You ever seen them play?
Oh, this is like the greatest pickup players of all time.
Well, you'll see. And then he goes, well, you haven't seen me yet. And then they kind of smile. And then he puts the money in and then they go, he put in $1. And they look at each other, well, what the fuck are we going to do for $1? And then they're like, well, we'll give him $1's worth. And they just slightly hum. I thought that was one of the best jokes in the movie, dude, because you can barely hear him humming, but you can hear him.
That's funny.
So he goes and he sits as they hum. He sits under the hoop and he puts his head like on the basketball, closes his eyes, just smiling. Right, it's still early. Fades out and then it kind of fades back into the shot and it's just the hoop and there's no noise. And then, right, like a ball goes in. I love this shot, and then that camera comes back down. All game going on. Full
While
game.
He's sleeping on the court.
Audience. Wish that'd have been so funny. No, that'd have been really funny. No. But like now, game's going on. There's people there. It's in the afternoon now.
Okay.
The beach is packed. There's like people watching just the pickup game.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you hear like the music's now kicked in, and we meet our other lead. Okay, and we hear a guy go, Walter, you gonna throw that big fat butt around, huh? And it's Wesley Snipes. And he goes, man, I'm tired of making other men look bad. It's hard work making men look this goddamn bad. Just talking shit, all right?
Crazy shit, yeah.
Crazy shit. And he is also dressed like the Fresh Prince, but just the Fresh Prince.
Okay.
like actually the Fresh Prince.
Okay.
And he's got the hat on with the, like the hat that's flipped up like
that. So this is a bright colored movie?
The clothing is. Not the shots. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Dull shots. I get it.
Just the clothing. It's 90s clothing.
Okay. Yeah. Very. Every time I see a still from a movie, I was like, this movie seems crazy 90s.
Oh yeah, because of what they're wearing.
Yeah.
But then the shots are normal colors.
Okay. Who directed this?
I knew. I looked it up too because I love this movie. I can't remember, but it's a good director.
We'll figure this shit out.
No, though. That's why I'm like,
way to not do your homework. All right. All right.
One job.
Yeah, for real.
That's funny. I don't know. so Snipes is talking mad shit. Right?
Yeah.
And he goes, you ain't, he's talking to this guy, he's D'ing him up. He's like, you ain't gonna shoot it. And he's like pressing him up, you ain't gonna take it to the hole. What you gonna do? And then right then, like the guy like spins off of him and then Wesley kind of spins around and it's a great shot where he goes up for a layup and then Wesley comes back. Bow! Just sends that shit like out of the fucking thing. You know what I mean? And then he's like, sent that shit off like a Scud missile, baby. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. And then he goes, and he looks around and he goes, I don't want to brag, but I'm the greatest. I am the greatest. He's just talking shit to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay?
He's just dominating.
Yeah. So this guy on the ground, his name's Walter, right? And he goes, you fouled me. And then they kind of argue over that. Like, I foul you, And then they go, what's the count? And then the guy's like, 9-8, we're up, the other guy. And then they go, we're up, 9-8. And then they argue. Now they're just going back and forth, right?
Yeah, and it's classic pickup stuff.
Snipes starts talking. It is classic pickup stuff.
Yeah,
That's so classic
pickup stuff.
Snipes starts.
Dude, fucking people who call fouls like all the time.
Get out of here.
What the fuck?
It's 3-on-3.
Yeah, learn how to take a hand check.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, unless you like get hurt, you didn't get fouled.
Yeah, unless you legitimately like, oh damn, he tore his ligament in his knee. Yeah, you might have fouled him.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. It's got to be egregious for you to call that shit.
Yeah, this was just straight up like.
Yeah, don't call a foul because your feelings got hurt. You little bitch.
In front of everyone.
Yeah. Did you see the video of the pickup game where someone called the cops because they thought they got fouled?
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah,
I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, if you're a bitch, stop playing pickup basketball.
Yeah, it's really a non-bitch sport.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Snipes starts talking shit about the guy's mama, right? Like he says like a yo mama joke, right? And the guy like tries to fight him, like legitimately,
right?
Like, and they have to break it up, and he's like, whoa. He's like, you don't be talking about my mama, man. My mama ain't no astronaut, because the joke was something about how his mom's an astronaut.
Okay,
don't be calling my mama no astronaut. He's like, all right, bro, your mama, She's not an astronaut. No one in your family's an astronaut. No one in your family will ever be an astronaut. He says that, which is really funny.
That's really good.
And the guy goes, no, you just keep my mama's name. You say, you just keep my mama out of it, brother. And he's like, all right, cool. She's out. He's like, she's out? And then he's like, Wesley's like, seriously, she's out. Cool? And the guy's like, cool. And then Wesley turns around and he goes, what time you want me to bring that bitch back? Everybody just blows up. He's just talking mad shit. Everybody's just loving him, right?
Yeah.
So Wesley's like teammates, they're still arguing about the score, 98-98. And then so Wesley goes, hey, chump. Hey, chump. And then Billy looks up, which Woody Harrelson. He's sitting there just watching quietly. And he goes, what's the score? And then he goes, Billy kind of just looks around, doesn't say anything. And then he goes, hey, man, you deaf or something? What's the score? Right? And then he kind of looks at him and he goes, I don't know. And he goes, then you're a chump. And he goes, maybe, but that ain't my name. And then Wesley goes, man, fuck you. And then he like just turns around, like ignores him, right? So they keep arguing over the score, back and forth. And then you hear, Sydney, like a woman's voice, Sydney. And then they're like, your woman calling you. And that's Wesley Snipes' name. So now you know it's Sydney and then Billy. Okay?
Okay.
So, Sid,
So someone's calling for her. Him.
Oh, I forgot. That's how they introduced his name. Because I forgot, how do you know he's Billy? It's like, oh, because when he goes, you're a chump. He goes, what's your name? And he goes, it's Billy Hoyle. And he goes, okay, Billy Hoyle. And he's like, Billy, can you count to 10, Billy? And he's like, yeah, I can count to 10. Well, then what's the score, Billy? And he's like, I still don't know. Then you're still a chump. Like he's just talking mad shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So his wife calls. He goes over to his wife. His wife is the mom from Boys in the Hood.
Oh.
That one. So that's the wife. Okay.
Okay.
And then she's like, honey, I couldn't buy groceries. He's like, what? And she's like, the check didn't clear, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, shit. And he gives her some money. And then she like hustles him for more money. He's like, you hustling me? And she's like, I got to get it too. And blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, all right, I got to go back here. I got some things working. I think we got some money in the book. I'm about to make it happen. She's like, okay, baby, go ahead. Kiss. They leave, right? So as he comes back to the court, he's like, all right, let's pick it back up, man. 9-8. And then the guy who he shot, he blocked, he goes, man, I'm done. He goes, what? He goes, my bunion hurts, man. I'm done. And he like limps off, And he goes, oh, he starts giving him shit. Like, man, you can't be done, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, well, can anyone stand in for old fucking handicap over here? And then a guy goes, hey, why don't you take old Billy Hoyle? Yeah. And they're like, no, man, because this is what said, well, take the Billy guy. He's like, I don't. And the other team's like, we don't want him. That's a fucking white dude. We're not taking him. And they're all, he's white. Everybody's yelling, he's white. Yeah. A million people yelling, he's white. And then Snipes goes, it don't make no difference. We still gonna hit 2, and then we out of here. And they're like, let's go, Billy Ho. And then another guy, so Billy gets up, right, and he starts stretching, and everybody on the court makes fun of him.
Yeah, obviously.
Everybody
he looks probably super white.
Stretching, and he's not paying attention. Everybody's shitting on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he's about to destroy him.
Woody kills this role, by the way, just with the non-giving a fuck,
Well, you have to not give a fuck if you're the only white guy in an all-black court.
Yeah. And they're good. And everybody can, really hoop. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, he immediately goes right up on Wesley, starts D'ing him up, right? Wesley's talking shit, and then he rips him. Pow, rips him, steals him real quick. And then he dribbles, and it looks like he's going to do a layup. Bam, dishes a really nice pass. A guy lays it up easy, right? And then everybody's like, oh, And then he goes, man, luck. Pure luck. He's like, hey, chump, just so you know, even sun shines on a dog's ass some days. Everybody's laughing.
That's a good point.
And then they're like, take it out. And so he gets the ball back, right? And Woody's like, give me, ask for the ball. He gives it up. So Wesley's talking shit. He's D'ing him up. And then he just literally drops another, no-look pass. And then a guy scores and they win. Right? They score 2 real quick.
Yeah.
So Wesley's like, man, fuck you to Billy after the second nice pass.
Well, yeah, well. That's what you get.
And then he keeps shitting on him, right? And Billy doesn't care. Billy's kind of just looking at him, right? And then he's calling him Brady Bunch. And they're like, he's like the Brady Bunch, the youngest one in curls. That's you. And they're all shitting on him, right? And then he's like, Billy starts laughing. And then they get more mad. Wesley, he's like, you too stupid to know when I'm insulting you, man? And then he's like, and then Billy's like, no, it's funny. He's like, you might be able to pull some passes out your ass, but you can't play this game. And then Billy's like, you know what? You're right, Sid. You're absolutely right. You haven't seen me shoot. Maybe I can't shoot. Is it worth some money to you? And then he's like, all right, well, how much? And he's like, well, I got $62 if you want to find out, how good I am. blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, I want to find out that you're a chump. Now he's mad. He's like, and now I got to take your money. And so he pulls out his money, but he's short. He's like, here's $42.
Right.
And so he's like, 62. That's what $62. That's what I got. That's what we plan for. And he's like, and so he turns and he goes to his friend and he goes, hey, loan me $20. And his friend's like, man, fuck you. No, you always do this, blah, blah, blah. He's like, man, come on, only 20. Look at this chump. You think I'm not gonna take his fucking money? He's like, are we gonna go out to eat? He's like, we going Sizzler. We going Sizzler? We going Sizzler. All right, then. So he gives him the money, all right?
I like that. It's a good Sizzler reference.
So
man, you're about to lose $62.
Dude.
I felt like, Jesus. Wesley, have you never seen a movie?
So,
I mean, especially when you like don't have money for groceries and shit. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and you just lost to him. You're gonna lose $62 over pride.
Over pride, because he's white. Very racial, but not too racial. I love this movie, dude. Mm-hmm. So they go back and forth over who's gonna shoot first.
Right.
They're arguing, talking shit.
One-on-one, right?
He's talking shit. No. Just shoot. Just shoot.
Like
shoot
horse.
Shot for shot.
Yeah. Shot for shot. Okay.
Yeah, not even horse. Like just top of the key, shot for shot.
Okay.
So they go back and forth. Finally, Billy says, all right, I'll go first. And then he goes, well, be careful, baby, because I don't know if they told you here, but out here, the wind can push the ball 8 inches to the left or the right. And he's looking at it, and then Billy looks at him. He's like, yeah, but your white self wouldn't know nothing about that, would you? Right? And then Billy's like, okay. Like, he just keeps digging at him. You know what I mean? And Billy he's not saying anything.
Yeah.
And Billy's friend laughs hysterically. The Snipes dude's friend is like laughing hysterically, right? And he's kind of looking at him. And he's like, you gonna let me shoot? Because he's like right up on him. And then he's like, oh, you need some room or something? He's like, I'd appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like, he's just being calm. You know what I mean? So he goes, I just want you guys to know, so Jillian, this really isn't my spot, but I'll be lucky if I hit 2. Drains the first one, right? And then he goes, man, I must be feeling myself, right? He kind of smiles. And then Snipes walks up and just drains it too. Just pop, like it barely even looks at it. Just drains it. You know what I mean? And then the other friend starts going, we going Sizzler. We going Sizzler. And then he goes, oh,
how tragic.
Right
He's
then,
not going to get a Sizzler.
Right then, Billy goes, wow, that was a good shot. That was a good shot, Sid. Well, I've never hit 2 in a row. So, we'll see. Pow! Drains it.
Yeah, at this point you have to be like, I might be fucked.
He goes, man, I'm very lucky. I guess I'm just lucky. And then right then, Sidney goes, ugly shot. That ugly ass shot. Now mine's nothing but net. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, it's so good. It hurts. It hurts being so good. Just talking shit, right? And then right then Billy goes, well, I mean, shit, man. I've never hit 3 in a row. I can tell you that right now. I've never done it. Drains it, right? Wesley, and then Wesley just grabs the ball, knocks his in. So now they're 3 for 3. And then he goes, that's a decent shot, Sidney. You are the greatest, man. You are the greatest. But I'm just feeling so lucky. Right? It's a great shot.
Dude, I'm liking these noises.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I'm like, ooh, does he hit the net?
So,
chain net?
Right, so
or regular net?
No, regular net. Regular net. Right. I love a chain net.
Yeah.
Love a good chain net. That sound is amazing.
Chain net, nothing sounds better than a chain net.
Just ain't nothing but net on a chain net. So, so he goes, but I'm feeling so lucky. He hits it, and then he looks at it, he goes, maybe it's the luck of the Irish. I don't know everybody, but I'm not even Irish. He's just talking to everybody. He's like, I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? They're all just kind of looking like, fuck this guy, Right. Because he's just clearly, now he's being an asshole about it too. Like, I don't even know how I won. He made 4 in a row.
Yeah, well, Sidney deserves that.
Yeah.
They all deserve that.
So, and then right then Sidney goes, you know what? Jordan came into this park once. It's Jordan. He goes, that's right, Michael Jordan. And I took him to the hole, baby. And they're like, Jordan? He's like, I took Jordan to the hole. And then Jordan said, hey, you should play summer league ball. And I said, no, Mike.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking at him. He goes, that shit might fuck up my game. Right? Then, bow, drains 1. Okay? And then he has it up here and he goes, I'm just going to leave it up there. I'm just going to leave it up there. And he goes around the whole court so everybody can high five him like this, right? And he's just still talking shit. Oh, it's so good. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And then right then Billy goes, hey, man, shut the fuck up. And everybody stops like, whoa. And he goes, and then Wesley smiles at real big like, oh, am I getting to you now? And he goes, nah, bro, you're just making my ears hurt. And then he kind of looks at him. He goes, see, you guys all see me dressed like this, and you guys think I'm, a chump or a geeky, all goofy. But let me tell you something, Sidney, it's hard goddamn work making something this pretty look like a chump or a geek. So I must be doing it for a reason. And then Sidney kind of looks at him.
Ooh.
You know?
Ooh, what a line.
And he goes, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I missed this shot. I still walk away a chump. But I make it. He made it. He goes, I make it. You got beat not once, but twice by a slow, white, geeky chump. Right? And so now Sydney's like, kind of like, oh shit.
Oh shit, he got in his head.
Yeah.
That's it. Second you get someone's head.
He starts dribbling the ball and he's like, well, ain't no thing but a chicken wing on a string. He's like talking to himself, you know? And then he goes, he leans up and he goes, don't worry, Sydney. I've hustled a lot of, I've hustled, he leans in his ear. He's like, don't worry, Sydney. I've hustled a hell of a lot of better players than you. So don't put up no fucking brick. Like leans back and Sydney like kind of smiles. Whatever, man, you know? Bang! Oh, because you see like everybody's taking bets on the side. The whole court is like stuffed now watching it. Everybody taking bets on the side. And so everybody, Sydney gets pissed. Motherfucker! And like tries to like fight because as he's going for the money. And then the dude like, hey, man. And he gives the white guy the money. And he goes, what you giving him my money for? He goes, hey, brother, it's a money thing, not a personal thing. And then Billy's like, that's a man with integrity. And then like starts walking off.
Yeah.
You know? And right then the guy's like, the other friend's going off like, man, you said we going Sizzler. You said we going Sizzler. Man, shut your anorexic malnutrition ass up, bro. God damn. And then right then, like he's looking at Billy all pissed, and then Billy has his hat's been backwards the whole time. And he takes it and he goes, and then right as he puts it on, he goes, I feel good. And he kind of smiles like that, and then just like walks off, right? And Wesley goes,
yeah, played Wesley. Yeah, played.
Like that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Scene ends, and that's the opening shot of those two. That's my favorite scene in the movie. The back and forth, shot for shot, and they're talking shit. Love that scene.
All right, so what you're saying is all downhill from here.
Yeah, I don't know what happens.
Yeah.
So Billy drives to a motel, right? And honey, I'm home. Right? He's all happy, and then you hear a lady go, "How much money did you make, baby?" And it's Rosie Perez. You know Rosie Perez? Famous Mexican actress. When you see her, you're going to be like, oh, that lady.
That sounds familiar.
She's really hot.
Okay. What, an actress? Hot?
Right? So and then he goes, no, I miss you. And she goes, oh, I miss you too. She's like, I'm sorry, I miss you. You know, he goes, well, I made $62. And he's like, I bought you some groceries. And he gets her some groceries. And then she puts the money in a jar. And she's like, oh, good. And she's like, but we still owe the Stookies $7,000, but we're getting close. And then he asks you, he's like, why are the Stookies still holding? He's like, man, I can't believe the Stookies are still holding us up like that. And then she goes, ain't nothing getting rid of the Stookie brothers until we give them their $7,000.
Ooh.
All right, so they're setting, yeah.
Yeah, who'd they getting the deal with?
You know? And then she goes, you know, I've been studying all day, baby. And he goes, yeah. And she goes, assassinations, world disasters, quiz me on anything. And he goes, all right. And he looks at a book and he turns to a random page and he goes, Leon Shulgas. And then she goes, who killed President McKinley? Mm-hmm. You know? And then he goes, that's crazy, baby. Oh my God. And then she goes, I know, baby. Unbelievable, right? And then she goes, Jeopardy's gonna call. I know it. I know they're gonna call. I'm so ready for it, right? And then she goes, honey, how much you love me? And he looks at her and he's like, infinity. And then she goes, she goes like, honey, how much you love me? And he's like, I love you infinity. She's like, oh, that's not enough. And she goes, why? She's like, you're supposed to say infinity plus 2. And he goes, well, baby, I love you infinity plus 2. And she goes, Billy, you're so stupid. And he goes, what? You're supposed to say I love you infinity plus infinity. And he's like, I love you infinity plus infinity. And he gets on top of her and he tries to start like some sex.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you stink. Get off of me. He's like, all right. And then he puts all their big money jar on her pussy. And he goes, don't you move. I'm going to come back and put my money where this fucking mouth is. I'll put my mouth where this money is, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, she laughs. And then he runs and he hops in the shower. And he hops in the shower. Somebody starts banging on the door like crazy, right? So she freaks out. She's like, oh my God, you know, Billy, somebody's at the door, blah, blah, blah. Like, she's panicking. He's like, stay calm. He hops back out. And she goes, honey, I love you, but I ain't getting shot over your debt. And he goes, my debt, our debt. And she goes, I don't give a fuck whose debt. I ain't getting shot. You know? And he's like, all right, just stay in the bathroom, count to 10. I'll let you know. You'll if I don't come back out, meet me at this den over by Pico or something, right?
Right.
And she's like, okay. She's like, breathing. And then he goes out to the door, opens it. Brady Bunch. It's Wesley Snipes.
Ooh, man.
And then he storms right in. He goes, hey, bro, you hear somebody invite you in? Mm-hmm. And he goes, no, I just want to talk. And then he goes, man, fuck talking. He's like, I beat you fair and square. He's like, I ain't never came to somebody's house asking, you know, like being a bitch about money, blah, blah, blah. I beat you. And he's like, I ain't here for all that. And then right then, of course, Gloria walks out because she doesn't know what's going on. And she just puts a gun in his face. And then Wesley's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And he's like, go here. She's like, what the fuck do you want? You ain't getting nothing from us. He's like, no, Jesus. And he sits down. He's like, I just wanted to talk a deal. You know? And then, so he's like, okay, they're calm for a second. And he goes, well, I got a business proposal for you, man, if you want to talk. He's like, well, what is it? And then he goes, well, where did you play college ball? And he's like, Louisiana, but didn't work out. And he goes, and let me guess, you've been hustling ever since. He's like, yeah, pretty much. He's like, well, I have a way for us to make some real money. And he's like, well, what is it? He's like, 2-on-2 tournament next week. Big money, big players, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be good. He's like, but in the meantime, we hustle. And then Billy's like, what kind of hustle? And he smiles. Cut to.
I knew it. I fucking they're just going to show the white dude playing bad, right?
Yo, baby.
Yeah, I love it.
They are hooping, right? They're hooping. Sid is losing.
Right.
Sid's playing bad.
Okay.
All right. The white guy's not out there yet. Okay, so you'll see how but I get where your head went, but that's not how they do it.
Okay.
Snipes is still talking all this shit. Even though he's losing, he's talking mad shit.
Right.
And the other team guys, they're pushing it because they're bigger than him. He's like pushing them and like, you talking a lot of shit to be getting your ass beat. And Sydney's like, oh man, I ain't getting my ass beat, blah, blah. You know what? How about this? I'll pick the worst player out here and beat you. Better yet, I'll let you pick the worst player out here and then I'll beat you. $500. And the guy's like, $500. You're gonna let me pick your teammate.
Right.
I'll let you pick anybody, 500. And they look over and they're like, him, white dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Billy's like, huh? Yeah, He's like, oh, they go, hey man, you wanna run? And he goes, play basketball? No, nigga, hockey. He's like, I guess. And then Snipes is like, no, I can't. He's white, man. You can't be picking him. He's going off. Right. It's not fair, blah, blah, blah. I didn't mean white guys. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And then Billy starts stretching. He's like, wait, what the fuck? He's stretching. You know what I'm saying? And then the guy goes, all right, well, how about, the guy goes, all right, well, I got to go get the money. The other guy, he's like, I'll play back. I'll get the. So he runs off, right? As he jogs off, he goes and he gets something out of his car. Okay? And then you'll see what he gets. And then he bends the corner and you see him put a mask on and he holds up a gun and he's like, whew, and then he goes into a liquor store. Okay. And he's like, he goes, give me the money. Right. He runs up on the dude, the guy, and the guy goes like this and he turns around and he goes, he kind of looks at him and the guy goes, give me the motherfucking money. And he goes, Raymond? And the guy goes, no, this ain't Ray. Give me that money, man. And he goes, Raymond, give me that goddamn gun. Take the fucking shit off. And he goes, oh, shit, I'm sorry, bro. He's like, we just got some chumps over here by the court. They want to play for $500, man. Give me the money, man. I'll pay you back. He's like, get your stupid ass out of here. He's like, well, how about this, man? I'll sell you this gun, man. Come on. You know you need a good gun. A lot of crazier motherfuckers than me around here. And he kind of goes, all right. And he goes, I'll give you $250 for it. $250? All right, but now you robbing me, man. So he makes the deal, okay? Love this scene, dude.
That's very funny.
All right, that's so like,
very funny.
What? That was your plan? Also, the guy to go, Raymond?
Yeah.
It's so good. Also, he's a comic. The guy, the cashier, comedian, very famous comedian. He dies. Very funny. You see him on Comic View all the time, but he's a great comedian. I can't think of his name. So the guy gets back to the
hamburger.
Court. Yo, it's so funny if it's fucking hamburger. They get back to the court and the guy's like, I got $250. And Wesley's like, I said $500. And he goes, man, $250, take it or leave it. And they're like, all right, fuck. So they show Rosie Perez. She's sitting out by the car, just kind of reading the book, kind of watching a little bit. You know what I mean? They start playing. And right when they start playing, Sid steals one immediately, does a dope-ass pass to Billy, the dope-ass pass to, Billy just drains the shot.
Right.
Just first play. You know what I'm saying? Just that they're good. Music kind of kicks in, and then they're just dope shots of Billy they're doing dope crossovers. They show Billy just has a sweet jumper. You know what I mean? They show that Sydney has monster defense. She keeps blocking people's stuff and ripping them every time they try to do anything.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And they show that he has hops.
Okay.
They show you that
he's
he
blocking
can dunk.
everything. He has hops.
Also, the movie's called White Man Can't Jump, so clearly this is going to come up.
Oh,
so they keep showing how that he can jump his ass off, okay? Mm-hmm. So they're beating the shit out of him, right? And then finally, it gets to game point. And it gets to game point, and Sydney just bams one home to win. Just bah, right? And just lifts himself up kind of shit. You know what I mean? Just bragging, talking shit. They're celebrating. And then, give me my money. They're kind of saying, it's hard work. He keeps saying, it's hard goddamn work making y'all look this bad, And then right then the Ray guy, the guy that was trying to rob a dude earlier, pulls out a knife, tries to start slicing Sydney. Yeah. So Sydney's now dodging him like, whoa, He's like, you hustle me, man. You know this fucking white boy. I know you know this white boy. He's like, well, man, Ray, I ain't never met this white dude in my life, man. What are you talking about? I don't know this white dude.
Also, you chose the opponent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the smart part of the hustle. Is that you chose?
It's like I pinned you in a corner.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, man, that's what he said. You set me up. This is bullshit. He keeps slicing. And then he's like, Raymond, listen to me. Listen to me. I've never met this white boy in my life. Trust me, all right? And then right then Billy goes, Sydney, you got a wife and kid. You gonna negotiate with this fucking psycho with a knife? And he looks at him and goes, what? How you know I got a wife and kid? I don't know you. You know what, Ray? Cut that motherfucker. Talk about my wife and kid. And the Ray guy looks at him and he goes, y'all motherfuckers, you know what? I'm going to go to my car, get my other gun. I'm going to come back and kill everybody in this motherfucker. And then he starts going to his car and everyone on the court looks at each other. Just mad dash, just like roaches. You know what I mean? Just like everybody freaks out there. They hop over the fence, and then the Rose is like, run, come on. And then they hump it, and then they jump in the car, and then they speed off, right?
Right. They didn't get the money, did they?
Huh?
Did they get the money?
No, they got their money.
Oh, they got the money.
They got the money. No, they got the money when he was like, give me my money. It's hard work when he was celebrating. And that's when the guy was trying to slice him.
Okay.
So right then they pulling off. Now they're happy, right? They're all screaming like in the car, like whoa, like celebrating. And then they're like, Wesley goes, man, no one's done that since King and Duck Johnson. Back in the day, running hustles like that on the court, And they keep celebrating, and right then Billy cuts on Jimi Hendrix, okay? Mm-hmm. And Sydney goes, what's this? And he goes, it's Jimmy. And Sydney's like, I know that. Why are you playing it? And he's like, I like to listen to Jimmy. He goes, see, that's the problem right there with white folks, man. He goes, what am I supposed to do, eat it? It's like, no, you're supposed to hear it. That's the difference between listening and hearing shit. White people don't know that because they can't hear Jimmy. They just listen to Jimmy. And he's like, man, what? And then he's like, and then right then Rosie goes, what the hell are you talking about? His drummer was white. And he goes, man, his drummer wasn't white. And then right then she pulls out the album cover.
Yeah.
And then she hands it to him. And then he looks at it and he goes, oh, man, the whole goddamn band was white, but Jimmy. And he goes, man, it's a fake ass picture. That ain't no real fucking picture. Jimmy ain't had no white ass rhythm section, And then right then he goes, oh, well, you don't like that? And then Billy plays country music. Cuts on some country music. And then he gets even mad. He's like, oh, what's this shit? What's this shit? I don't want to listen to this shit. He goes, yeah, see, you listening. You're not hearing it, Sydney.
That's funny.
And then right then the Rosie goes, oh, put Jimmy back on, baby. You know I don't like this music. Shut up, bitch. You're supposed to be on my side. He's so mad, bro. Like, he's now, mad for real, all right?
Yeah.
So right then he drops him off in the jungle. Right, so it's like South Central, so in the jungle, and they get out the car, and then they're getting stuff out the trunk, and then Sydney goes, "Hey man, you got to find woman, you got to find woman, you know what I mean?"
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Hey, keep your fucking hands off her." Sydney goes, "Bro, I just said she was a good woman. I didn't say I was gonna touch her." And he goes, "You touch her, I'll beat your fucking ass." And he pushes him, and he's like, "Oh, okay. Oh, Billy Ho got a soft spot." He's like, I see it now. Yeah, you a calm, cool, collected motherfucker on the court, but now I know your weakness, And then
this is weird, frenemy relationship.
Yeah, oh, dude, this movie gets going.
Jesus.
So right then he goes, Billy, you're just like every white boy I've ever met. And he goes, yeah, Sydney, and you're just like every brother I've ever met. You'd rather look good and lose than look bad and win. And he's like, man, shut up. He goes, yeah, how much that chain set your family back? Remember? Because he's like, oh, you couldn't buy girl. And he has a chain. He has a really nice chain on. You know what I mean? And he's like, man, fuck you. He gets like, now he's like, because they going back and forth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And right then he said, how much change? And he goes, shut up. And then he looks like pissed. And then he goes up to his wife and he goes, hey, it was really nice seeing you again. She's like, oh, it's good seeing you too. And he's like, ooh, I like those rings on your finger. She's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, they're kind of fly. She's like, yeah. And he starts flirting with her. Clearly nice, flirting with her, touching her. Yeah. And he's looking at Billy as he's doing it. And Billy's, you motherfucker, dude. And then he walks off. He's like, I'll see you tomorrow, Billy. Dude, yeah, this relationship. And Billy's pissed.
Jesus.
Pissed.
Yeah, oh my God, what is this? I thought they were best friends.
Yeah, Billy, man, fuck you. And then he's getting in the car. He's like, hey, game tomorrow. like 103rd and Western, something like that. He's like, good games, big money. Make sure you're out there. He's like, all right, whatever, motherfucker. And then he gets in the car. He's like, come on, baby, we teammates. Ebony and Ivory. And then he pulls off, right?
Right.
So they're setting up this relationship of like, what is really going on?
What's happening? There's so much.
Yeah. So they get home. On the way home, he's pissed. He's talking. He plays Ray Charles, and it's Ray Charles like singing a country song. Right. Ray Charles will sing country sometimes, and Wesley's still in his head, and he's pissed. He's like, man, why the fuck this motherfucker think he can sing country music? He shouldn't be singing country. Like you can tell, he's just going off about shit, right? And then right then she's like, oh, this is my favorite song, baby. He's like, you should have had my back. And then she goes, I'm sorry. And then she gets on top of him while he's driving.
Okay.
Right? And she goes, I just love this song because it makes me want to make love to you over and over. And he's like, baby.
Yeah.
And then she's like trying to kiss him and shit. And he's like, I believe in safe driving, please. And then they get back to the house. And then he takes her right in the shower with all their clothes on. And then they start fucking in the shower with like clothes on, like wet. You know what I mean? Then he takes her in the bed. Her titties are unreal.
Okay. We get to see him?
You get to see them kind of, which I like.
Good enough.
Yeah. Nice though, really nice tits. Yeah, best part of the movie for sure. Like no question. So they're having sex, right? They wake up the next morning, and then she goes, "Honey, my mouth is dry." He's like, "Okay." So he gets up. She's like, "I'm thirsty," right? And then he's like, he walks, he brings her some water, and he goes, "Here you go, honey." And he kind of lays back down, and she goes, "I said I was thirsty. It doesn't mean get me a glass of water." And he like kind of wakes up like, what? And then she goes, if I have a problem, it doesn't mean I want you to solve it. That makes me feel omnipotent, right? Yeah, this is what having a girlfriend is, bro.
Omnipotent is the wrong word.
That's what she said.
Impotent.
She said omnipotent.
Okay.
And then she goes, I read it in a magazine. She's like, I want you to sympathize. I want you to say, Gloria, I also know what it feels like to be thirsty. I want you to connect with me. And then he goes, it's all one magazine? And she goes, shut up, you don't listen. And she starts going off. She's mad at him, and they argue, and then he like takes the water and just throws it all on her face. And then she kind of laughs, oh, Billy! And he's like, I'm so fucking pissed at you. Like, cause he's like, now he's just mad at her again, right?
Right.
And then he gets up and he's putting clothes on. And then he goes, she's like, oh, where you going? He's like, I just gotta get away from you. And she's like, oh no, come back and make love to me, Billy. And then he slams the door and leaves, right?
Right.
And then she like goes back to sleep. And then as he walks downstairs, he looks up and he sees two guys and he goes, oh shit. Takes back off the stairs, runs up, and then he busts open the door and she's like, what? Stookie Brothers. And then right then you see the Stookie Brothers look up and then they start running at him, right? So they close the door, lock it, and they start packing up all their shit. They're like, Billy, and they're kind of scrambling, music's playing intensely, and then they jump out the back window and they start sprinting, right?
Yeah.
The other guy, the Stookie brother, busts in the door, guns out, they're looking for him, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now they're chasing him. They go out the window too, and now they're chasing him down this alleyway. They close this gate behind him that locks, and then they just keep running, and they're like, we're gonna find you, Billy! We're gonna find you! You know, as Billy keeps running, and then him and his girl run all the way across town to another motel. Like it's a shot of them just running, all right? So they run across town to another hotel.
Good Lord.
Dude.
Yeah.
Sidney and his wife are house shopping. All right?
House shopping?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they go through this house, and then the wife's like, I really like it. And then, yeah, he's like, but Wes is like, oh, it's a little pricey. And then the wife's like, I love this house. And then he's like, all right. And then she's like, I'll get a job. And he's like, no. He's like, baby, I got lots of jobs. And then she's like, oh, but I can help. Blah, blah, blah. He's like, no. I'll handle it. And he's like, and by the way, basketball's still putting food on the table, so we'll be fine. And she goes, honey, I want this house. He's like, okay. Right. So Sidney is playing, guys. Cut to now Sidney. He's playing this other game, right? Billy is walking up. You see Billy getting off the train, walking towards him, okay?
Right.
He's talking mad shit. He's losing, but he's doing just like last time. Talking mad shit, but losing, okay?
Right.
So he's losing, they're beating him. And then same situation. Me and anyone out here will take you, blah, blah, blah. $1,400. But this time he says $1,000. And the guy's like, $1,000? He's like, yeah, $1,000. Me, I'll let you pick my teammate, blah, blah, blah. And then he keeps pulling money out of his socks. He's like, you know what? Make it $1,200. You know what? $1,400. Oh. Pulls it out of his like underwear. $1,700. $1,700. You pick anybody here, I'll fucking run you. You know what I mean? And the guy's like, him. White boy guy getting on the train. You know what I mean? Same thing. No, not the white. Come on, man. Blah, blah, blah. They're going back and forth, right? No, I was going to do it. So Billy comes. Billy starts stretching. Same thing. Giving him shit, all right? And it's going as normal. So right then the guy goes, all right, right, well, he gets his money. All I got is $1,100. And then he's like, yo, the number's $1,700. And the guy's like, fuck, all right. And he walks off and he goes up to his girlfriend. He's like, baby. She's like, yeah, sweetie. He goes, you know I love you, right? And she's like, yeah. I'm gonna need that diamond. And she's like, no. and her friend standing next to her was like, I told you, girl, that nigga ain't shit. Yeah, I said he wasn't shit. And then she's like, baby, I don't want it. But she gives it to him. He's like, you know, I'm gonna get it back. All right. And he gets it to her. So she's like, oh, all these niggas are degenerate gamblers.
Yeah.
Like degenerates.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Yes, your ring? But okay.
Well, I mean, that's not worse than robbing the liquor store. If anything.
Oh, that guy was hilarious.
Yeah, that guy's going through some stuff.
Going through some shit, bro.
Yeah.
So she's going off. So they make the deal, right? They start right then. They show Billy. He starts draining buckets. I mean, killing him, right? But Sydney is getting done in. So in this montage of the game, they show these full like montages, by the way. Billy's making shots. Sydney's getting done in. Can't play really defense. Getting damned on, missing shots, shit like that, right? Getting the ball stole from him. Billy starts getting a little frustrated. Not mad, but just like, hey, what's going on, man? And he's like, oh, I just keep fucking up. I'm sorry. And they argue. He's like, come on, you get it together. Let's go. We got money on this fucking game. What are you doing? And then he's like, all right, yeah, you're right. I got this. So they get to game point. Sydney keeps talking shit, blah, blah, blah. The dude pump fakes him while he's talking shit and then drain ones for the win. And Billy's like, because it just happens like, what? No, that's, what? You know what I mean? And then the other dude starts, the other guy celebrate, 1,700! And then the one guy kisses Billy on the face, like, yeah, son! Like on the cheek, And then they're just like, Billy's just sitting there like, and he goes, I'm dead. I'm dead. And then Sydney starts apologizing, like, yo, bro, I'm so sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. I was talking shit. I just wasn't having it in the game, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, fuck that. She's gonna leave me. She's gonna leave me. We're better than those guys. I beat guys 10 times better than that. Fuck! And then Sydney goes, it's my fault, man. I'm sorry. He's like, no, it's nobody's fault. Just sometimes the stupid fucking ball won't go in the hole.
That's a good point.
And he's like, I'm sorry, Billy. You want to ride? And he's like, no, I got to figure out what I'm going to tell Gloria. And then I got to figure out where I'm going to sleep tonight. Shit! And then he starts walking slow. Sad music starts playing. Hey, yo, Billy, I'm sorry, man. Billy. Fuck, I'm sorry, dude. Scene ends. So she gets home. He gets home. She's working on her Jeopardy, right? She's going through her shit.
Right.
And then
working on her Jeopardy.
Right. And then he gets
that's funny.
Right. His first thing, he's like, hey, they call? And she's like, not yet. But honey, oh my God. And she goes, but I know this. And she's like, and I need a new nice dress for when they do call. And she goes, and also, can you believe how many foods start with the letter Q? And then she starts naming all these foods that start with the letter Q. And then he goes, honey, shut up. She goes, what's wrong? I lost the money. Billy! I know. How much? A lot of it. I guess all of it. $1,700? Billy, you lost $1,700 in one game? I know, I'm sorry. Well, what happened? Were they that good? No, they weren't that good. Were you just not hitting your jump shots? No, I was hitting my jump shots. Just Sydney, he was just having a bad game. He couldn't be up and he's missing stuff and he was just having a bad game. You got hustled. What? Baby, you got hustled. No, I didn't get hustled. He wouldn't hustle me. No, we talk about getting hustled. Sydney hustled you. He would never do that to me. He's a good guy. He would never fucking hustle me. I know him better than that.
Yeah.
Well, you can think he's a good guy. I'm going to get my fucking money. And then she storms out. And he goes, baby, no. And he starts chasing. And so now they're getting on a bus. He's like, baby, we can't go. Baby, we're not going to his house. And then like the bus pulls up and she gets, hey, sit, you need to listen to me. Like he's like, we're not going. And then finally he's like, honey, what you don't understand about men. Men are simple, all right? You win, you win. You lose, you lose. But under no circumstances do you go asking for the money back. You cannot do that. And then she goes, well, I live by a different set of rules. And he goes, yeah? And she goes, sometimes when you win, you actually lose. And sometimes when you lose, you actually win. And sometimes when you tie, you actually win or lose. And then he's like, I don't like it when you talk to me like that.
Yeah. She's funny.
Oh, she's the best. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's funny.
And then right then, cut to, she rings the doorbell, right? And it's just her like chewing gum. And then Sydney's wife answers and she's like, can I help you? And she's like, I'm looking for Sidney Dean. And she's like, I'm his wife. Can I help you? Your husband took money from my boyfriend. And then she grabs him by his ear and like pulls him into shot. He's like, oh, like that. And then she's like, well, let me talk to him. And then she goes back in the living room and she goes, come on in. Sydney, these people say you stole something from him. And then Sydney goes, oh, shit. And then they walk in and Sydney's hanging with all the guys that that beat him earlier.
Right.
He's like, they're all like hanging, drinking, watching the game.
Right.
All right. And then right when he walks in, he's like, you motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because he realized like, oh, you did hustle me, you know?
Yeah.
So right then the wife in the kitchen, the wife says, me and Gloria are gonna go in the kitchen to talk. And then so they go in the kitchen and then Billy's pissed. He's like, you fucked me, man. We had a partnership. And he said, no, ain't no partnership. You either smoke or you get smoked. And you got smoked, son. You know? And he's like, man, fuck you. You know? And then back to them in the kitchen, and Rosie's like, you're gonna give me my money back. And then the wife's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
You know? And then they are now they're arguing, right?
Yeah, so Rosie's definitely wrong.
Well, yeah, I mean, you lost. It is what I mean. Not you lost, but your husband's a dumb fuck.
Yeah. Should have seen that coming.
Yeah, that he's done this how many times?
Yeah.
So, right, they're back in the living room now. He's like, man, I trusted you. And then like going back and forth, just both of them arguing from the kitchen to the living room, right? And then finally now everybody's standing up and arguing. He's like, man, we shook hands. He's like, yeah, well, the pilgrims shook hands with the Indians. He's like, what, you calling me a pilgrim? Don't you look like one, motherfucker? And like everybody's talking shit. Right. But it's like 4 big black dudes and he's still going off on all of them. Like, oh, you all motherfuckers, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Right.
So right then as they're talking shit, they're watching the game. James Worthy hits a big 3, like for the Lakers. James hits a big 3, and then they all like, motherfucker, oh, James! Like, they all start going, and they're like, that's a black man! That's a black man! So they're all talking shit.
Right.
So cuts in the kitchen. She goes, listen, about a year ago, I bought a car from the Stookie brothers for $3,000, okay? And she was like, but when I got the car, I didn't want to give them the money because the car was a piece of shit. So they made a deal where they'd fix a game for Billy, and he would throw it, and they would make a lot of cash. But halfway through the game, Billy got pissed at somebody and didn't lose the game and won and cost the Stookies a shit ton of money. And then right then the wife goes, the problem's your boyfriend, honey.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, he's not a problem. He's just bad with money. And she's like, okay, And then she goes, well, it's a sad story, but I'm not giving you your money back. And she's like, but I am willing to discuss other arrangements. And then she's like, okay. And so right then, the wife and Rosie walk back in the living room, right? And they're all sitting there quietly watching the game. Like, they're all intensely watching the game, which is a really funny shot.
Yeah.
Because from them arguing so hard to now they're all like,
oh, what's going on?
It's a Laker game,
Yeah.
The good Lakers, Johnson Lakers.
80s Lakers.
90s.
90s.
It's 90s.
Early 90s.
But that's still that same era time. When they were running the world, Showtime era. Yeah. Kareem Abdul, that whole thing. So the wife says, she says how we're going to give them a piece of the money back. You guys are going to go into that 2-on-2 tournament next week, and you guys are going to win. And then they both go, fuck, no, I'm not playing with this piece of shit. I'm not playing with, man, I don't play with people who's dishonest. I don't play with white people. Like, they're just like, going back and forth, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then they're like, you're this Farrakhan disciple son of a bitch. And it ends like that. Boom, cut to, they're in the tournament.
Okay.
All right? And then the guy's announcing, this is the first annual 2-on-2 for Brotherhood tournament. That's what he says. Okay. Let the games begin. Montage starts.
Oh, fuck yes.
Full tournament basketball montage.
Oh, so it's a long montage.
So it's going, well, not long, just it's like a...
It's a long tage.
It's one of those montage scene. Like, those things. So you see lots of guys like... throughout the montage, you see all the other guys they played throughout the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now everybody who's been in the movie playing basketball is now in the tournament on some team.
Right.
Like like a part of a team, right? So they're walking through and like they're checking out the opponents and Snipes is like pointing out everybody, like talking shit like, oh, these, don't have to worry about these guys, don't have to worry about these guys, don't have to worry about these guys, And then he goes, now these two. And then he shows some dude and he just dunked. He's like, now that's Flight and that's Willie. They can play. They're going to be in the finals. All right?
Ooh.
And then right then he goes, you see the Flight and Willie guy. They're like, it's too easy. And the other guy goes, it's too easy. And they're both like arguing. No, this is how easy it is. And because they're just beating the shit out of like the score is like something to nothing.
Right.
And they're just arguing. They're talking shit over how easy it is to play basketball.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And right then you hear, as they're arguing, you hear, hey, Chump! Chump! And then they both look over and it's Billy talking shit. He's like, yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah, motherfucker, I'm talking to you. And then he starts saying, like, you potato head, and then blah, 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 you look like this. Oh, what, that's your friend Mighty Mouse? What are you, the Black Zorro? It's like just, and then they're like, everybody's looking at him.
Right.
And the other two dudes are like, man, who the fuck is this white boy?
Yeah.
And then right then Snipes pulls him off to the side, and he's like, and as he's still yelling, you googly-eyed son of a bitch. He's like, yo, hey, what are you doing, man? He's like, I'm doing two things. What? He's like, I'm making them mad. Most guys don't play well when they mad. He goes, yeah, well, you're embarrassing me. He goes, yeah, well, that's the other thing I'm doing. Great line, dude. Fantastic line. And he goes, then he gives Snipes shit, and he goes, he goes, man, and he's like, he giving him strikes. He's like, I'm talking shit, blah, blah, this way. He's like, I'm doing what you do. And he's like, I'm not listening to you right now. He goes, yeah, you ain't listening, but you hearing me. Because he walks up. Yeah. And he is now pissing off the two guys who are beating off everyone's ass. He's talking shit, but he's pissing them off.
Right.
Like he's getting in their heads. All right?
Yeah.
He's doing what Sydney does. So now it cuts to Woody and Wesley are playing. Woody's talking all the shit. He's doing just like Sydney, just like, I'm the great, it's hard work. He's just talking shit to everybody. You know what I mean? And he's like, don't let him pull the move. And it's a slow-mo shot of like Sydney about to like doing like he's got the ball like this. He's like, don't let him pull the move. And then he goes, and then just a sweet crossover and then spin to layup. Like, sweet move. And he's like, oh, that's the move. You let him do the move. And then, so now like he keeps talking shit. Wesley has to pull him away from talking shit because the guy's just in everybody's face.
Why is he talking? Is this just his game plan, or will we find out why he's doing this later?
So there's a white team, and they're playing a white team.
I should have known. Yeah,
kicking ass, right? And then he's just like, "You ain't got shit, you bunch of suckers." And now Wesley's starting to get into it. Now they're both talking shit,
right?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, we're kicking everybody's ass.
Since we're doing this, let's do it.
Woody keeps talking shit to those good guys. Wesley tries to stop him and pull him away, and then he's like, Billy's still yelling, "I got bean pies for you, tall motherfuckers! I got bean pies!" And he's like, "Yo, do you shut up? Do you ever shut up?" And he's like, "I'm in the zone, man. Get out of my fucking face! I'm in the zone. You can't see I'm in the zone, And he's like, "Billy, you're playing stupid though. You're letting these other guys talk shit, blah blah blah." And you're not focused. And he's like, fuck focus, I'm in the zone. And then Wesley snaps, hey, it's not this black and white. It's $5,000 on the line, man. I'm not gonna let you blow this for me. And he goes, and then Billy smiles and goes, you pissed off yet? And then Wesley goes, no, you are not making me mad. like, no.
This is an interesting relationship.
Dude.
Yeah, it's like bad boys, but they're not friends.
But they're not friends. And way better dialogue.
Yeah.
So they start arguing about race right there, right? They get into it about race a little bit. Cut to championship game, right? Them versus the two good guys. Mm-hmm. So nonstop shit talk from both parties now. Now everybody's talking shit, all right? Right then the song, that James Brown song, Watch Me, I Got It. Watch me, hey, like that song starts playing, and they immediately Wesley makes a layup, and they almost like a sweet move and scores, and they almost start fighting. They all push it, start blah, blah, blah. It's hot. The game is extremely physical. This montage, like this one, like they're on each other.
Right.
It's back and forth. Lots of great slow-mo passes and a layup, and Billy does a sweet layup, and then right then Wesley goes, "Why no dunk?" He's like, "Man, just shut up and give me the fucking ball." All right. And then right then Wesley does like an insanely cool off the backboard pass. Yeah. Like it looks like he's about to go for a layup, and then he throws it really hard and it bounces it back to Billy, who's wide open, drains it. Like it's a dope pass. Okay. You know what I mean? Then right the next thing, Billy bricks a shot, and then a guy rebounds it, dunks it on him. Somebody catches one off the clip, bam, bams it back on him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then he goes, "Oh, you could." And Billy talks shit to him like, "Oh, you think that's a big deal?" And he goes, "Nigga, you can't do it, can you?" And then Billy like, fuck you, And then they score again. Wesley, right then, Wesley's yelling, D up, D up. Billy drains a shot. It's going back and forth. Wesley drains a shot, back and forth. The other team is now arguing with each other because the game's so close. And then Billy and Wesley are arguing. And now the guy goes, game point. Wesley dribbles to the top of the key. Right then the guy taps the ball away. So he almost steals it from Wesley. So Wesley can't get to it, and the guy does, and he saves it. But when he throws it back and bound, Wesley snags it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So now it's 2-on-1. And so they're passing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then Wesley, they're going back and forth. Wesley makes like a sweet spin pass. Like he goes like he's about to go for a layup, and then a sweet spin pass. And then right then, Billy sinks an easy layup. And then, like, yeah, baby, yeah. And then they're celebrating. And then Billy goes, why'd you dish it? Why'd you just score? He's like, because I thought you were going to dunk it. You should have dunked that shit in his face. He's been talking shit all day. He dunked on you. Dunk on him back. He's like, man, fuck you. Take the shot. We almost missed. We almost lost the game because of you. And he's like, what? Right? Just dunk it. And then he's like, man, fuck you. And then that ends. But they win. But that's how that ends. Okay. So next scene, they're driving home.
Man, so much drama over dunking.
Dude, next scene, they're driving home. Billy's like all happy, like, yay, they're celebrating. Wesley just kind of driving with a smile, and it's quiet in the car, and then he goes, I can jam, man. And he's like, okay. Wesley goes, okay. And then he's like, no, seriously, I can stuff it. You keep saying I can't stuff it, and I can. And then Wesley's like, I mean, I don't care. That's what I say. I don't care,
right.
He goes, no, you just don't, no. And he starts yelling, no, you don't think I can. You don't think I can dunk. And then Billy starts yelling and going off, and he pulls over and he goes, listen, man. He's like, I'm going to take you home and blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, no, I can stuff it. Just keeps yelling about how he can dunk, just going off, right? And then Wesley's trying to calm him down.
Right.
And finally, they start driving again. And then he goes, see, man, it's like this goes back to the thing.
Who's talking right now? Is it Woody?
Billy.
Okay, Billy.
Wesley's trying to ignore him.
Okay.
Woody's doing all the talking.
Okay.
And he's like, this goes back to the thing I was saying, man. White guys would rather look bad and win, and you would rather look good and not lose and blah, blah, blah. And that's why you do this and you're that. Mm-hmm. And he goes, fine. He pulls over to a basketball goal. He sees a court, pulls him over, and he goes, there's a goal right there. Get your money up, ball up, let's go, you fucking idiot. And he's like, all right, cool. And so he's like, that's all you need. He's like,
oh my God, these are terrible gamblers.
Yo. And the guy's like, all right, let's go. He's like, hey, we're going to bet you money. I make it half. I get your half. You dunk. Blah, blah. And he's like, well, how many tries do I get? He's like, how many tries you need? 3 tries. He's like, you sure? All you need is 3 tries. He's like, that's all he needs is 3 tries. He's like, all right, go ahead. Goes for the first one, misses horribly, obviously. Doesn't even get close to dunking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Wesley goes, oh, so close. So you were right, man. I'm telling you, you're right there, Billy.
Someone's getting hustled right now.
But he's telling him, we can stop right now. He's not trying to hustle him.
No.
He's just like, dude, I'm not going to not take your money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But stop.
Yeah.
Stop this. He keeps telling him stop. And then right then he's like, no, man, I'm fine, blah, blah, blah. And then Billy goes, I don't think this goal is regulation, man. This ain't regulation size. And he goes, regular, motherfucker, give me the ball. And he just dunks it easily, like with 2 steps. Not even like, just boom. Yep, I think it's regulation. Go. Goes for another one, misses. And then he goes, Wesley goes, I know the problem. I know what the problem is. And he like puts his hands up like this under the goal. All right, you ready now? Like this. Fuck you, man, move. He goes, oh, no. Better problem. And then he runs up to him and he starts pumping up the sneaker tongues. He's like, will you move, man? This is a bet. This is serious. This is fucking serious. You're playing around. He's like, all right, okay. But Billy, shut up. Okay, listen, but Billy, shut up. Billy, listen to me. White men can't jump. Bong! Misses the 3rd one. You stupid motherfucker. Give me my money. Drives off, you fucking idiot. And then as he's sitting there, like what? Then he tries to dunk another one and misses it again. Scene ends.
God, he's such a stupid hothead.
Dude, a fucking idiot hothead. All right?
Jesus.
So
he had $2,500 and just let it go away.
For nothing. So Wesley goes home and he's kissing his wife over candlelight dinner, right? And they're drinking wine. And then it cuts to Gloria, who's drinking wine alone. And she's just kind of sitting there all pissed, like, what the fuck's going on? Cut back to Wesley. Billy's walking home slow with his trophy, right? Just like sad. And then he stops at a dress store and he buys a really pretty black dress for his girl. And then it cuts back to Wesley Snipes and he's just fucking the shit out of his wife. Really good job, buddy.
Congrats.
Yeah. Gloria's pissed, right? She's just sitting there mad. He comes in. She's like, where were you? She just immediately starts going off. She's like, I called Sydney. He's been home for 2 hours. They said they don't know where you were, blah, blah, blah. The wine's hot. The pizza's cold. What the fuck were you doing? And he goes, I got you something, baby. And she, Billy. And then he hands her the dress. And she's like, oh, Billy. And she melts all over him. And she's like, oh, it must have been a good game, huh? And he was like, yeah, it went good. She's like, well, tell me all about the tournament. Tell me about everything. And then he's like, well, and then he's like, well, and then she walks over and like she gets on top of him and he's like, I lost the money. And she starts kissing on him. She's like, what? What'd you say? And he's like, I lost the money. And she's like, come again? And he's like, I lost the money. And she hits him, Billy, you're so fucking stupid. Like just going off.
Right.
And she's like, what? She's like, that money was supposed to be for Jeopardy. That money was mine. And then he goes, they ain't calling. They're not going to call you, okay? Get over that. And she's like, what do you mean, Billy? They are called. But she's like, but I'm not going to win if you keep blowing all our money and getting me hoochie mama dresses to make me feel better about myself. And then she's like, going on, blah, blah, blah. What?
Yeah, I'm just so mad at Woody right now. Yeah, I'm just so mad at him. What the fuck? You took that bet knowing you couldn't dunk, you piece of shit?
Right?
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what? I am going to get on that show because I'm filled with more useless information than any person on this goddamn planet. And, like, she's crying. And then she starts spouting off all these random facts that she knows. And they're amazing because it's just like, nonstop, like 20 of them. Yeah. And she's like packing up all her shit, right?
Right.
And he's like, baby. He's trying to get her to stop. And then she leaves. And he's like, baby. And then he runs out after her and he accidentally knocks over a candle. And he does it. So a candle, you know what I mean? So that falls. So now they're outside, right? And they're talking. It's raining. And she's like trying to hitchhike a ride, you know? Right. And then he's like, baby, what are you doing? You can't hitchhike. It's too dangerous, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I can't be with you, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, you're not going to hitchhike. And then he keeps stopping cars from stopping and like telling him to go on. And then she's like, Billy. He's like, what? She's like, the carpet's on fire. And he turns around, he's like, and then he runs back to try and like put the carpet out. He's like, honey, don't you hitchhike. And of course, right when he walks away, she gets in the car and drives off.
Yeah.
You know?
Because duh.
Yeah. And then he's like, honey. And then he runs back out and then bam, gets hit with a gun. Falls down.
Yeah, of course. You deserve everything you just had that you got. You threw a game. You didn't throw a game to get the money. You fucking lost all the money twice now. Yeah, fuck you.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah, idiot. Fuck you. Fuck you.
So one of the Stuckey brothers, obviously, is who knocked him out.
Right.
So they take him in the middle of nowhere, and now he's naked. He's literally naked like this at gunpoint, right?
Yeah.
And they're telling him how he didn't throw the game and how he betrayed us, blah blah blah. And they're like, well, they're asking where his girlfriend is, and then he's like, she left me. I don't know where she is, you know. And then they show him pics of like all these dead people that they killed, and he was like, this is what happens to people that don't come through for us, Billy.
Right.
All right, you fucking quit playing. You know what I mean? We're serious. Like this isn't a game. And then he goes, give me 1 week, please. He's begging them for him to give him 1 week, and they're like, you get 1 week. Don't make us come find you again, right? And they throw him out of the van, you know? So now he's sitting there, he's just fucking like heartbroken. You know, he's just sitting on the ground like disheveled.
Yeah, which you deserved, all of it.
So it comes back to Wesley. Wesley is like selling, he's doing one of his jobs. He's like selling a guy like, what is this shit? Siding on a wall? You know what I mean? Like construction. Yeah, like that, yeah. He's doing that and he's making a deal. And then Billy runs up, he's like, Sydney, I need you. He's like, hold on. I'm like, Sydney, I need you. And he's like, what? You know? And he's like, Gloria left me. And he's like, oh. All right, I'm sorry, man. And he's like, I got to get her back. And then Wesley feels bad. He's like, all right, I'll help you. I got an idea, but you owe me big. He's like, oh, anything. So it comes back to Wesley. It's the guys Wesley teamed up with earlier to scam Billy. Remember those guys?
Right.
So it's them. They're playing a game, right? And they just won and they got some money off some dudes.
Right.
And then they're like, hey, let's run that back. And then the one guy's like, I got to get to work, man. Right then Wesley walks up and he's like, yo, what up? They say, what's up? And then he goes, hey, man, you still running security over on that lot with all the game shows? Like on that studio lot with all the game shows? He's like, yes, sir. You know it, baby. He's like, all the game shows go down on my lot. And he goes, hey, what do you think about getting his girlfriend on? Like, do you think you can get his girlfriend on? And then he's like, no one gets on. And then blah, blah, blah. And they're like, come on, man. I know you can do something. I know you know people about. Can you just get her in the building, help her get on the thing? And then he's like, what you going to do for me? And he's like, why should I do it? And then Wesley goes, I love you. Like that. He kills it, by the way, with the impression. He does it perfectly.
Right.
You know? And then the guy goes, okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you one shot because they're all fucking degenerate gamblers.
Right.
Dude, this is a serious problem.
Jesus Christ.
He goes, I'll give you one shot. He goes, you make it, I'll let her on the show. Miss it, I get your car. Billy goes, let's fucking do it. Now, no hesitation, dude. You know what I mean? He said, let's rock it. And then he starts looking at the goal he's about to shoot. And then they go, oh, Billy boy, that's Uganda. Because on the backboard is a Uganda flag.
Yeah.
He goes, you, my friend, are shooting for the Sudan. And then across the other side of the court is a Sudan backboard. And he's like, what? You know? And then the guy goes, and it's got to be a hook shot. He said, and it's got to be a hook shot? He said, what, you want me to punt it? And then he looks at Wesley Snipes and he's like, hey, bro, their court, their rules. I can't fucking help you. You know what I mean? And then he goes, well, can I use my right arm at least? And they're like, you can use your right arm. He's like, all right. Lines it up. Drains that shit, bro. Everyone goes nuts. Because everyone's watching like this. Oh, and because the shot is also great. I love the shot because the shot is from the angle of the rim.
Oh.
So you see just them, but you know.
And then you watch the ball disappear
into the rim. Yeah.
And then they come back into the rim.
Yeah. So it's awesome. It's a really great shot. So you just see him go, and then the ball's gone, and you see all them like for a long time, and then you know what I mean? Like that. And then from there, that transitions right into the crowd screaming for Jeopardy. Okay. Great shot. One of the better shots in the movie. But I love that. Just like, like, right? And your host, Alex Trebek. And he walks out, right?
So Alex Trebek is in this movie?
In the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a full scene, too. Yeah. He's about to be in a full scene of this.
Really didn't see that coming at all. Just not even in my universe of what I thought this movie was going to have.
Was Alex Trebek?
No. Yeah, I did not think Alex Trebek would be in it.
Yeah, you didn't say that in your guess.
Yeah, you know? Most of my guesses are Trebek-less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really wrong.
Yeah, I might have to change that now.
You gotta stop.
I gotta add Alex Trebek to some movies.
So, Gloria's on the show, right?
Right.
Wesley and Billy are watching from the crowd, the Snipes and the right, and then the host of the Jeopardy, you know, he goes, he's talking about the champion the last 3 weeks, this fat nerdy guy,
right?
Blah blah blah, and then he introduces the other two, you know, Gloria and some other person,
right?
And then and like the other two person are like really smart, like credits, and then Gloria was just like Gloria,
right?
And she's Gloria, you know, like that was it, right? Yeah. So the first question, they list all the things, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then he goes, the first question, and then a guy goes, I'll take sports for something, like sports for $200, Alex. Yeah. And then the guy goes, like, who has the leading amount of rebounds in the NBA? And then Gloria goes, and she goes, who is Babe Ruth? And then everyone goes, no. Yeah. And then right then Wesley Snipes, he looks at Billy and he's like, dude. Like,
yeah.
Why did you get me to get her on the show? He goes, no, trust me, she just doesn't know sports. It's okay.
Yeah.
Right? And then the next guy goes, all right, we're going to take superstitions for $200, Alex. You know, and the guy goes, all right. And he says another thing. And then Gloria, and she gets it right.
Yeah.
But they have to go to the judges. All right? And then she gets it right. And then everybody's like this. And they're like, oh, but that's correct. We'll do another one. And then she goes, okay, Alex, I'll take foods that start with the letter Q, because that's one of the categories. And he goes, food, all right, what? He goes, what is, no, food starts with the letter Q, and then he says something like, this bird does something, and she goes, what is a quail? What is it something? What is it? And then she just, the theme song starts kicking, getting louder, and she starts kicking ass, bro.
Yeah.
Just doesn't let anyone else buzz ever, and just gets every single question. Like to the point where the Daily Double nails that. She bets all her money, gets it all back again. Like just, they're all in the crowd going nuts. Like, like reacting like it's basketball pretty much. Like they're going crazy, right?
Yeah.
So the Trebek's blown away by Gloria, all that shit. They're just like, oh my God, this woman's nuts, you know? And then right then, like it ends with he's going, man, she's in the zone, man, you know? And then
bet all the money and lose.
So cut to, all right, the show's he's banging on the door, you know, Gloria on the backstage door. And then Wesley goes, hey man, if she takes you back, don't blow it. Just listen, okay? Mm-hmm. He's like, all right, Gloria, right then a lady comes out and says, excuse me, sir, she doesn't want to see you. And he tries to barge by her. She goes, sir, she doesn't want to see you. And he's like, oh, and then she closes.
He got her on the lot. He got her on the lot, right?
Yeah. She doesn't know that. Or she might not. I don't know how she
How the fuck did they arrange that?
She might just think they called finally. Because he got her on.
That's fair.
So she's pissed, right? The other lady, and then the other lady walks off, and Wesley goes, all right, you know, don't fuck it up. And then he grabs the guitar, and he kind of like waits till the lady leaves, and then he sneaks in the door.
Right.
So right when he sneaks in, Gloria goes, oh, he goes, honey, just listen, okay? And then he pulls out the guitar, and then he starts singing a song to her, right? And then she just immediately just breaks, you know what I mean? And then she grabs him, and she goes, let's screw. And then they start fucking, okay?
Nice.
And then it's a shot of like the beach, and then clothes everywhere as it pans back, clothes everywhere, like all over their place, and then a shot of them just fucking, and her tits are awesome. God damn, you got some titties, Rosie Perez. Hope you still got them.
Yeah, it'd be tragic if you didn't.
It would be. So they're laying in bed talking, right? And then Billy goes, I've been thinking about the future. And then she goes, me too. And then Billy goes, I need to get on with my life. And she looks at him, and he goes, and basketball, I mean, I got to know that it's you know,
there's a time limit on that.
There's a time
limit,
sure. Right? And then she gives him money, and she goes, I want you to take 200 of my winnings. And he goes, honey, I don't think that's a good idea. And she goes, no, go get new clothes. And he goes, but not for me. And he goes, what is it for? She's like, for job interviews. She's like, you know, I love you in these clothes, and I don't care about that, but you do need to go get a suit if you're gonna go do this, right? And he's like, okay. So she goes, you look good, you'll aim high. And then he goes, I want to, baby. And then he goes, but I'm just nervous about taking your money. What if I do something stupid? She goes, I trust you. You're not going to do anything stupid. So Wesley, cuts to Wesley, he's driving home. And when he gets home, he hears his wife screaming. Okay, so he runs upstairs, and she goes, they took everything. thing. They took our tub. They took our stereo. They took our baby's crib. What burglar takes a baby crib? She's going off.
Right.
And then she goes, she says this line, which I caught. She goes, I feel like I got raped, honey. Okay. But they kept that in there.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
That was a line. And then they trashed. Like she was like, and they trashed the place. And she's like, they took our $500. They took everything. And then and she looks out at the people, like the other apartment and people, and she was like, and I know one of y'all saw something. One of y'all saw something. And you didn't have to trash the place. And she's screaming, and she's literally the character from Boys in the Hood now.
Okay.
Like literally.
Ricky!
Yeah, when you watch it, you're like, oh wow, she has one note. This is why they were like, hey, we need you to just do that, but don't say Ricky.
Yeah.
So right then he goes, Wesley goes, he apologizes to her, and then she goes, I gotta get a job, honey. He goes, I know. Okay, you can get a job. But right now, I gotta figure out a way to get us out of this fucking house. Well, get us out of this apartment and get us in that house. Right. And she goes, okay. She kisses him. So cut to Gloria and Billy, and they're on the beach. Like she's skating, he's riding a bike. And then she's saying, if I win $1,200 each week plus 20 for the annual title, that'd be $80,000. And then I can get acting classes. Then I can get on a soap maybe. And then hopefully in 2 or 3 years, I'll be ready for the big screen, you know? And he goes, oh, honey, you're ready for the big screen right now. She's like, oh, you think so, baby? And then right there, you hear, Billy! And then Wesley runs up, right? Mm-hmm. He goes, I need to talk to you alone, man. And then she goes, ooh, can I watch? And he's like, please, Gloria. And she's like, okay, I'll let you big boys talk, right? And then he goes over and he goes, hey, man, you got any money? And then he's like, yeah, I got some dough. Why, what's up? And he goes, Eddie Farouk and Duck Johnson, the two guys that they've been talking about all movie. Right. He's like, they're back and they're working the courts. And he's like, what? Billy's like, yo, we can take them. He's like, I know we can. Only thing, it costs $2,500 to get one game with these dudes. You know what I mean? So they're just whipping everybody's ass and they're that good. So, and then he's like, yo, let's do it. And then he goes, fuck. I just got back with Gloria. I don't know how she's going to react to it, man. He goes, well, just make her react the right way. He goes, you owe me, remember? And he goes, and then right then Gloria comes over and she's like, enough man talk. What is going on over here? And then he goes, honey, you're so beautiful. Oh, and he goes, I don't realize how lucky I am until I see you. And she's like, honey. And he goes, honey, there's a big game downtown. And she goes, is it for money? And he goes, no. And she goes, and he goes, well, I mean, yeah, but, and she goes, Billy! And she hits him. She's like, you serious? You want to play with my money? I just gave it to you. And she goes, yeah, but you gave it to me. It's my money now. She's like, I gave it to you to get a job, Billy. And then he goes, honey, I promised Sydney. I promised him. You promised Sydney? You promised me. And he goes, yeah, I promised you and I promised him. You know, what am I supposed to do? And then he goes, I promise I'll give you the winnings and the money. I don't care about the money. I do it for Sydney. And he goes, what do you want me to do? And she goes, I want you, you son of a bitch. I want you. And then he goes, look, he goes, she goes, look, Billy, you gamble this money, we are through. And he goes, this is the last time, baby. I promise, this is officially the last time. I won't owe him anything else. This will be the last time. She goes, you think I'm a fucking moron?
Yeah, right?
Billy, you go through with this. We're through. And he goes, I have a solution. I got a solution. I will guarantee victory. I've never done that. I've never guaranteed you a victory. Baby, he grabs Sydney and smiles. He's like, I'm guaranteeing victory. And she's looking at him, and then Sydney is zooming on Wesley Snipes' face, and he's like, because he knows. He knows what's going on. You see him, it's a great shot of him knowing, like, but he doesn't say anything, but he knows.
He's about to hustle him.
No. He knows what's really happening in this situation because Billy doesn't see it. And Gloria's looking at him, and you'll see when you watch the movie, she's looking at him like, you don't get it. You don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then right then he's holding Sidney like this and he's smiling. And then she goes, I love you, Billy. And she kisses him on the cheek. Bye. And then she skates away, puts her headphones on, and he's like, I'll see you at the hotel, honey. We're on a roll, honey. And she just skates off. You don't see, she skates into the distance, right? So cut to the game. These two old guys high five, and then Billy and Wesley, they look serious, right? They're like Sydney and Wesley, Billy, they look serious, and then game starts, right? Sydney does a sweet play fake and then drains a shot, and then it shows Billy bank one off the backboard, and then he gets the ball, and then back and forth, just awesome baskets, great cool shots. Sweet love. Wesley Snipes does a sweet, like through the legs layup at one point. It's fucking nasty.
Right.
Billy does a sweet layup. The guys drains a couple in Billy's face, like right in his face, in Wesley Snipes' face. You know, the old dudes are good, clearly good. They can hoop, you know. Right then, you hear a guy say, point game, and they're up 14-13. And they have the ball, right? And then Wesley has it up top, and the music kind of gets louder and louder. And then Sid makes a dope move, and then Billy gets free, and then Wesley throws it like over his back like that. And then you see fucking Billy Hole get up, and he jumps, grabs it, bam! Ah! Just like screaming. Music gets real loud, you know what I mean? Pulls himself up on the rim. He's just like, ah! Like that, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, Wesley Snipes like, yeah! You know? So they win, right? They're celebrating. They're just going crazy. Cut right to the, like after the dunk, they cut right back to him busting in his hotel room. Gloria! Gloria! He runs in, hotel room's all the way empty. Gloria, honey! Wesley sits on the bed, and he's just kind of looking at him, like, because he already knew. Yeah. And then he goes, and then he's like, that's not right. That's not right. I didn't lose the money. I didn't lose the money for once. I doubled the money, and I still got it wrong. He's like, fuck no, this can't be right. What the fuck? And then he goes, he's like,
who? I mean,
what? He goes, what?
He should have seen that coming.
Yeah.
He's just an idiot. He's an idiot the whole goddamn movie.
Yeah, he's pissed at himself, and then he goes, gosh, he said some shit about winning to me, and says to Wesley about how when you win, sometimes you lose. If you lose, you win, and when you tie, fuck. Right? He's like realizing what is all happening.
Right.
And then right then Sidney goes, brother, I have 4 words for you. Listen to the woman. Right? And he goes, I tried to. You talked me out of it. He goes, yeah, you should have listened to the woman.
Yeah.
He goes, no, but he said, so I'm supposed to listen to the woman, and now I'm supposed to listen to you? He goes, hey, man, you're a grown man. Listen to what you want to listen to. Right. Goes, and then he goes and he storms off to the balcony, right? And then he's sitting there and he's looking out. And then right when he gets out to the balcony, one of the
Stoogie brothers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? They pull a gun on him, and he's just like, oh shit. And then right then it looks like he's dead on a mattress, and then they take a picture of him, and then he comes to and he's like, is that good, guys? And they're like, perfect. And then he gives them the money, and then they take the Polaroid, you know, and they're like, see, Billy, it's about respect. The Stookie brothers are back, and then they D-up, and then they leave, right? And then he's sitting there just kind of still puzzled, and then Wesley Snipes kind of walks up from the background, and he goes, you all right, man? And then he goes, yeah, she really ain't coming back, huh? And then Wesley's like, he's like, man, you know, she's left me before a lot of times, dog. She get to the door, and I'll talk real fast, and she'd come back, or she'd get out the door, and then I'd go and play a song, and she'd come back. This time she's really gone. And then he goes, yeah, well, Wesley Snipes like, yeah, well, maybe you're better off without each other, you know? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I think so. And he's sitting there quiet for a second, and he's like, he says, he's like, well, tell me something, Sidney. If I listen to the woman, do I have to agree with the woman too? And he goes, no. You just listen. I don't want to stress you out.
Yeah.
It's like right now you're just focusing on listening to the woman. And he goes, all right. Hey, Sidney, I got to get a job. Can you get me a job? And then he goes, you got any references? You. And he laughs and he goes, man, you're going to be all right, Billy Ho. And he goes, I think you're starting to hear the music. And then he goes, I hear Jimmy now? He goes, no, you hear the music. How, you know, he goes, no, I said you can hear the music. You still can't hear no Jimmy. He goes, yo, Sidney, how you know if you put it up there high enough, I can slam it? He goes, cuz, Billy Ho, even the sun shines on the dog's ass someday, baby. And he goes, no, man, no, you knew I could slam. I can slam. He goes, hey, just because you put a cat in an oven, it don't make it a biscuit.
What does that even mean?
Wesley Snipes, baby.
What does that even mean? I hope that's the last line of the movie.
No, Billy tries to talk shit back, but it's like really bad. Like, you can't do it. And then Wesley's like, just shut up. And then they pass the singers from the beginning of the movie.
Right.
And then he goes, hey, fellas. And then he tips them. And then Billy goes, you dropped a 20 on him? And he goes, of course. And he stands there and goes, if I don't take care of my people, who will? You know? And then they start talking more shit to each other. And then they start a one-on-one games. And then a 90s song starts. If you come out and play. White men can't jump.
Oh, he doesn't get the girl.
Nope. That's why I love this movie.
I like that.
Beautiful writing.
I like that.
I told Sam that. Sam was like, "What's your favorite part of the movie?" I was like, "He doesn't get the girl." It ends like, yeah, that's life, nigga. You're a degenerate gambler. Get a job. You can't play basketball. Like that's. I love this movie. White men can't jump. You did it again.